Sabah children contracted H1N1 in past 2 weeks. Over 5 million contraband cigarettes seized in Tanah Merah. Good evening, welcome to News on 2. I'm Jessica Lee. The Sabah Health Department, or JKNS, has confirmed that 8 H1N1 influenza A cases have been detected among children in the state since last 15th December until yesterday. State Minister of Health and People's Wellbeing, Datuk Frankie Poon Meng Fong, said those affected were children between the age of 1 and 12 years old, and they were reported to be in stable condition. In a release statement today, Datuk Frankie said the Health Department has taken measures to prevent the spread of the infection with health education on influenza and ways to prevent the disease being given to the public. The statement was issued following claims, which went viral on WhatsApp, that children were being infected by the disease after going to a shopping centre in Kota Kinabalu. Poon said influenza, which is a seasonal infection of the respiratory system, presents with symptoms of the flu, sore throat, loss of appetite, headaches, muscle and joint pain, and lethargy. The airborne virus is highly infectious, he said, and advised those with symptoms of H1N1 to seek immediate treatment. Now, more than 5 million sticks of contraband cigarettes with unpaid taxes valued more than 2 million ringgit were seized by Kelantan Royal Malaysian Customs Department in Tanah Merah last Tuesday. Now, the seizure is the biggest made by the State Customs Department this year. In a statement released today, State Customs Director Muhammad Ragbi Mat Saud said the cigarettes were seized from a lorry which had been abandoned at the roadside of Kampong Belimbing at about 8:15 a.m. However, the lorry driver managed to escape. Upon checking the lorry, customs officers found 490 boxes containing more than 5 million sticks of cigarettes worth 406,336 ringgit. He said the cigarettes believed to have been smuggled through Sungai Golok were meant for domestic market. Meanwhile, the department also seized 334,240 contraband cigarettes from a premise in Kota Baru yesterday. The value of the cigarettes was estimated at 27,536 ringgit, with unpaid taxes valued at 77,945 ringgit. A Thai citizen was also arrested for investigation under Section 135, subsection 1D of the Customs Act 1967. The department urged members of the public with information on smuggling activities to lodge a report and assured that their identities would be protected. The Malaysian Maritime Enforcement Agency, MMEA, impounded 3 Class B local fishing boats with 18 crew and seized 600 kilograms of fish near Sungai Belukang, Bagan Datuk, Perak early this morning. Perak MMEA Director Maritime Captain Sharizan Rahman said the fishing boats were detained for violating license conditions while fishing about 3.2 nautical miles from the Sungai Belukang estuary at 3 a.m. today. Today, he said there was 1 Malaysian and 5 Myanmar nationals on boat PKFB 1792, while on boats SLFA 5031 and PKFB 1709, there were 2 Malaysians and 4 Myanmar nationals, respectively. The catch in each boat was estimated to be 200 kilograms. He said all the boats and the crew, including the skipper, aged between 23 and 48 years old, were later escorted to the vessel detention centre for further investigation. In a separate case, Sharizan said the Kuala Kurau Maritime Zone impounded a fiberglass boat without a registration number with a local and 2 Myanmar nationals aged between 28 and 30 for committing an offence under the Fisheries Act 1985. He said the boat was impounded by a Malaysian Maritime Patrol boat about 5.5 nautical miles from Pulau Pasir Hitam at 4:30 p.m. yesterday, and 28 units of dragonfish traps and 60 kilograms of fish were seized. The 5 members of a Malaysian family were involved in a road crash in Egypt on Saturday. The crash occurred at 11 a.m. local time while they were on their way from Hurghada to Cairo. The Foreign Ministry in a statement today said all of them were reported to be injured and were sent to the Suez Canal Hospital and the Children's Hospital Cairo for treatment. The statement said the Malaysian Embassy in Cairo is extending the necessary consular assistance to the victims and will continue to monitor their development. 3 Thai women were killed while 3 others were seriously injured in a road crash at the eastbound section of kilometre 43.2 of the Kuala Lumpur-Karak Expressway in Bentong early today. Now, the accident occurred at about 1 a.m. and involved a Toyota Hilux 4-wheel drive vehicle and a lorry laden with rubber scrap. District Police Chief Superintendent Yusuf Unis said the Thai women killed in the crash were all from Narathiwat, Thailand, and identified as Yawiya, 53, her cousin Maska, 49, and their friend Jantana, 43. Yawiya's husband, identified as Mama, 55, who was at the wheel of the Toyota Hilux, sustained serious injuries and was rushed to the Bentong hospital. According to Superintendent Yusuf, the crash occurred when the lorry driver on the way to Kuala Krai, Kelantan was believed to have lost control of the vehicle while taking a bend on the hilly slope of the right lane, causing the vehicle to skid and crash into a wall before falling on the Toyota Hilux, which was travelling on the left lane. All the victims were pinned in their seats and firemen took almost an hour to remove them from the wrecked vehicles. He added that the 31-year-old lorry driver and his attendant, aged 52, both from Kelantan, also sustained serious injuries in the crash. The lorry driver was sent to the Kuala Lumpur hospital while the attendant to the Bentong hospital, where the bodies of the 3 women were also sent for post-mortem. Timor Laut Traffic Police in Pulau Pinang conducted a special operation last night as they formed a dragnet around Georgetown to deter mud rumpets from racing on narrow streets in the run-up to the new year. Now, the 6-hour operation, which began at 8 p.m. last night, inspected about 350 motorcycles. Most of them were out-of-state riders. Timor Laut District Police Chief ACP Sofian Santong said 63 motorcycles were seized for displaying expired road tax and insurance and extreme modifications to the bikes. He said that 93 summonses were issued for various offences, among them not having a valid licence, failing to display registration plates at both front and back of the motorcycle, modification to the exhaust pipe, among others. He added the detained riders and their pillions were sent to Timor Laut District Police Headquarters for further inspections, including urine tests. ACP Sofian said Pulau Pinang is a hotbed for mud rumpets, especially during New Year's Eve. Johor has fully recovered from the floods, with one temporary evacuation centre open in Segamat being closed at 11 a.m. today. State Local Government, Urban Wellbeing and Environment Committee Chairman Tan Chen Chun said 11 evacuees from 3 families who had sought shelter there since the 15th of December were allowed to return home today. All of them are the residents of Kampung Seberang Batu Badak. According to Tan, all of them were allowed to return to their home following good weather conditions and the flood water had fully receded. However, he said ongoing monitoring of the situation will be carried out by the relevant agencies from time to time. The body of an Australian man was found trapped in a capsized boat near the Langkawi Ferry Terminal in Kuah yesterday. Langkawi District Police Chief Superintendent Muhammad Iqbal Ibrahim, in a statement today, said the body was identified as that of David John, 81 years old. Elaborating further, Superintendent Muhammad Iqbal said ferry captain Muhammad Elvin Tieng Abdullah, who was transporting passengers from the Kuala Perlis Ferry Terminal to Langkawi Ferry Terminal, spotted the capsized boat at about 11:20 p.m. He said when his ferry approached the scene, the capsized boat turned over, revealing the body, adding that firemen were called to retrieve the body. The body was then sent to Sultanah Maliha Hospital for post-mortem. The Rural Development Ministry is aiming for 50% of women entrepreneurs to be registered with the Companies Commission of Malaysia, or SSM, next year, compared to 24% so far. The Minister, Datuk Seri Rina Mohamed Harun, said nearly 84,000 women entrepreneurs were registered with the ministry and only 24% with SSM. Datuk Seri Rina said encouraging female entrepreneurs to register with SSM was part of the ministry's initiative, so it had teamed up with SSM to register this group for free.
Kita nak mereka yang bukan saja yang berdaftar dengan SSM ni, tapi kita nak mereka ni boleh pergi lagi jauh. Sebab itu pemantauan saya kata dibuat dari masa ke semasa. So untuk tahun 2020 kita nak lebih ramai lagi wanita yang berjaya dalam bidang yang menceburi dalam bidang keusahawanan. Kalau sekarang kita ada 24%, so saya target at least 50% untuk tahun 2020.
She said the number of women entrepreneurs was expected to reach 100,000 by next year. Therefore, efforts should be continued to improve the socio-economic status of the rural community so that infrastructure and human capital development can be balanced. The tourists from China and India were already among the top contributors to the nation's tourism sector. The Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture MOTAC Secretary General Dr. Norzari Hamad said tourists from Singapore and Indonesia remain the top arrivals, followed by tourists from China, India and Thailand. In anticipating the large tourist arrivals, he said that MOTAC will be showcasing a massive promotion by year end.
Kita akan pelancaran visit Malaysia ini secara rasmi akan dilakukan pada 31 bulan nanti. Dan pada hari tersebut, saya atau kami di Kementerian Pelancongan Seni Budaya akan menunjukkan suatu kraft tangan sendiri pada masa pelancaran tersebut. Mungkin dalam bentuk pakaian dan sebagainya.
He said this after attending the Malaysia Batik Fashion Show held at the Johor Craft Festival 2019 in Johor Bahru today. Malaysia has set a 13 million tourist arrival for Visit Malaysia 2020, which begins on the 1st of January in a bid to make Malaysia the destination of choice for leisure and business. Now, the Malaysian Inbound Tourism Association, or MITA, has welcomed Putrajaya's initiative to relax the visa on arrival or VOA requirements for tourists from China and India to increase the number of visitors from both countries in conjunction with Visit Malaysia Year 2020. Now, its president, Uzaidi Udani, said such effort could boost the national tourism industry. The initiative, Uzaidi said, is expected to aid in achieving the target of 4 million Chinese tourist arrivals and 2 million tourist arrivals from India.
Dia kira visa ni untuk setahun. Tawaran ni untuk setahun. Sekali apply 15 hari. Lepas dia dah apply 15 hari, dia dah datang sini 15 hari, dia balik 15 hari, dia tak boleh apply immediately lagi. Dia kena 45 hari ada gap. Kita utamakan keselamatan. Security is very important, ya. So we need all these factor lah for us to kurangkan kebocoran tentang keselamatan.
He was met at the launch of Big Bike in the city in the nation's capital today. Throughout 2020, tourists from China and India will be able to enter the country for up to 15 days by using the electronic travel registration and information system, either individually or through travel agencies in their respective countries. However, the tourists must enter and exit Malaysia only through authorized airports or entry points. These tourists will be able to travel to Malaysia 3 months after registration. And that's it from us this evening. In our top story, 8 Sabah children contracted H1N1 in past 2 weeks. Join us again at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon. I'm Jessica Lee. Stay tuned to TV2 and have a pleasant evening.